Well, today's video is sponsored by Black Gold Compost Company. We want to thank the good people over at Black Gold for their generous donation of all this black cow manure that we're using in our video today. Thank you for sponsoring our channel. Well, welcome back, friends. Today I wanted to show you this new Bok Choy that we're going to try this year. It's called Baby Milk Bok Choy, and we got these seeds from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds online. Go check them out. You might want to take a look around on that website, because they got just a really wide variety of all kinds of really good seeds that are available that you may want to try in your fall or spring garden this year. So check it out. This year I'm planting these little baby milk bok choy for Nancy because they're much smaller than the big bok choy that I usually grow for. She wanted some real small ones like this that she wants to use in salads and soups and things like that. So I said, no problem. Anytime you want me to grow something, just let me know. So this is what she wants this year. She picked out these seeds, so this is for her. We've got them planted in the tray, and we're going to get them over on the seed starting rack and let them get going. Now we're going to follow this this video, like all of our videos, all the way from seed to harvest, and we're going to grow these in containers. I've mentioned before on several of our bok choy videos, I like to use containers for bok choy because it keeps them up off the ground on my grow table, away from all the slugs. The plants stay nice and clean because of the water and the rain and the irrigation. It doesn't seem to splash up all over the leaves like it does when it's out in the earth bed. So if I can control my water and put it right down at the roots where I want them, it just doesn't get the plant so filthy dirty. So by the time we get ready to harvest it and clean it, it's, you know, it's hard to get all that grit out of it. So I just love doing them in containers. Another reason is in the containers, it's easy to maintain. There's no weeds. It's up off the ground, so I don't have to bend my back. And when we get ready to harvest it, it's at a comfortable standing position. Everything about the container table and the container grown vegetables, for me, is user friendly, especially when you get to be 68 years old. So this is the way we're going to go with them. I'm going to use 1 gallon containers, and we'll go through that as soon as these seedlings get ready to plant. So let's get these over in the seed starting rack and let them get started. Okay, there's our baby milk bok choy in the seed starting rack, off and running. So we'll be back in the days ahead and to check the progress of these. These only take about 10 days to germinate, and then we'll get them on up big enough to transplant. So we'll do all that process together. So we'll be back shortly. Take a look at the progress. See you then. Well, good morning, Homestead family. We started our baby milk bok choy 15 days ago from seed in the seed starting trays. They've been out here in the seed starting rack for 15 days, and if you'll come up and take a little close look at them, you can see what the progress has been. These guys are just getting started good. They've got some true leaves, and they're starting to get some good stem structure. They're kind of flopped over a little bit right now because I just got through watering them, but they'll stand right back up in about an hour. But anyway, these guys are really coming along good. We're going to let these stay out here a few more days. Then I'm going to put them on the hardening table and harden them off for about 3 days, and then we'll plant these in some 1 gallon containers, because remember, these are pretty small for bok choy. So anyway, we'll be back in a few more days, and we'll continue with the progress of these beautiful little baby milk bok choy. See you then. Well, welcome back. Been 25 days since we planted the seeds in the seed starting trays, put them out in the rack and let them grow. And we've had them out here on the hardening table for about a week now, and they're doing ready. I mean, they're doing great. They're ready to go. Come on up and take a close look at these, and you can see that the stem structure looks beautiful. Plenty of true leaves, and it's up to about 3 inches tall. So this is really a perfect time to get these things planted, because remember, these baby milk bok choys really don't get that big. So today we're going to put these into some 1-gallon containers, very small containers, which is going to be quick and easy for me to do. I like doing it, and we can put this up on a grow table and just let her grow. And they won't take very long to maturity at this point. So like I say, they've only been going for 25 days. So we'll continue to monitor progress of these all the way to harvest. So let's get these little fellers up in some 1-gallon containers and step them up to a bigger container. Let's get started. Okay, we're about ready to get these things into containers and get started. This is my homemade container mix that I make this at home myself. So if you want to make some of this homemade container mix, Nancy will put a link on this video for you on how to make container mix at home. We did this video a couple years ago, and I think it helps you. So go check out our video on that, and that's what I'll be using in my container today. Now the containers I'm using is what landscaping calls a 1-gallon container. It's not really 1 gallons of fluid water, remember. It's just, this is the way they size them. That's what they consider to be 1 gallon. And I got these containers at zenhydro.com. zenhydro.com. Okay, got them shipped directly to my house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up my containers with my container soil, and we'll take it to the next step. And filling them up is really pretty easy. All I do is just scoop and brush it off. Good to go. All right, let's get started. Okay, this is a pretty easy process. I take my container, level it off. I pop a little hole in it with my hand. I usually go down, tip of my middle finger to about the center of my palm. I put in about 2 tablespoons of blood meal. Get the seedling out, put it right in the hole, collapse the hole around it, push it down, and then as you can see, I just packed that container. So I'll take a little bit more of my container soil and I'll put it in here and kind of bring that level back up closer to the top of the container edge, right to the rim. There we go. And I don't want to be any closer to it than like about 1 inch. So 1 inch below the container is what I'm looking for. That way it'll capture all my irrigation that I'm putting to it, or rainwater, and direct that beautiful water right down to the root system. There we go. You want to do one more? There we go. Pop in my little hole. A couple of tablespoons of blood meal. And I'm using blood meal simply because what I'm looking for on this bok choy is, of course, the leaves. So I want the leaves to grow vigorously. So I add lots of nitrogen like that, which promotes leaf growth. So if you're growing a plant that you're going to eat the leaves, then add nitrogen so it'll help the leaves to really flourish. That's what you really want. So there we go. There's our first couple of them. Let me get the rest of them in the pots, and then we'll get them on the grow table, get them watered in, and we'll be ready to go. Well, there we go. Got 36 of the baby milk bok choy planted into the 1-gallon containers, and I just used the hardening table. I used half of the hardening table out here to use it as a grow table, so it comes in convenient for me to water these in the morning when I'm taking care of all my other seedlings. So we'll be back in the days ahead, and we'll watch the development of these beautiful little bok choy all the way to harvest. We'll see you soon. Well, good morning, friends. We started our baby milk bok choy 4 weeks ago from seed. And during that period, from 4 weeks to today, they've done really well, all except for about the last week. We've had some pretty hot temperatures come in here in Florida for our early fall, and it's really been a struggle in the garden. Some of the plants suffered a lot of heat stress, and I've lost many of the plants. You can look at one plant on the table here and it'll look beautifully healthy. It looks like it's doing very well, and look at the plant right next to it and it just gave up. So this is a sign of a lot of heat stress. I'm coming out here a couple of times a day and I'm hand watering them, trying to keep them cool down, but I'm not really winning this battle too well. So I'll try to keep up with the temperatures and the watering frequency, and see if I can't save some of these. The good thing about baby milk bok choy, or any bok choy, is they grow very fast. So if you see some of this happening in the early fall, go ahead and start another seed tray and have some more seedlings ready to replace the ones that just didn't make it. But for right now, we've still got some growing here. I'm going to try to get through the next week. Next week I have another 7 days predicted of temperatures 88 degrees, so we go down to, the upper 60s at night, which is great for them. But then at about the noon hour, all of a sudden we'll go from, 65 degrees, it'll jump right on up to 88 degrees, all in about an hour, hour and a half. And that really stresses out the plants to make that severe temperature change, and then the whole afternoon is just hot. So it's a struggle this year, but that's what gardening's all about. You gotta roll with it and just do the best you can and try to recover any way that you can. And in this case, looks like I'm going to get a little bit out of here, and I'll just start another seed tray and I'll start over again. So I can get a couple of harvests every year out of bok choy. It doesn't take much to start them over. So anyway, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll watch the weather and see how these progress. And if I have time, I'll start another seed tray of these baby milk bok choys and get them going too. So it's never too late. So let's get this through this little heat wave here, and we'll see where we're at. We'll see you back here in about a week. See you then. Well, welcome back, friends. Our baby milk bok choy has been growing for 42 days today, and for the last week we've been coming out and kind of picking at it and harvesting a few of these every couple of days because they sure taste good. These things are really small, they're miniatures, so one of the good benefits of having these little miniature plants is you can use just a small amount, harvest a little one, and have a small amount for an ingredient in something you're cooking, rather than trying to harvest a whole bunch of the big bok choys and making fermentation with it or anything like that Nancy normally does. But this is just right, like if you just want to add a little bit of bok choy to a salad or a little bit to a soup or something like that. These are just right. So what I wanted to do was just harvest a couple of these beautiful little bok choys. We'll take them over to the harvest area. Let's clean these up and take a look at them up close. I'll meet you over at the harvest area. Oh yes ma'am, Miss Nancy gonna like this. Let me get the little pieces off. Really not much to pick. It's pretty clean. How you like that? Beautiful bok choice. Oh yeah. Come on up here and check this out. Well, I hope you had fun growing these little baby milk bok choys together. This may be a little candidate for your fall and or spring garden. You may want to try them. They're very tasty. So we thank you for watching. We hope that our video brought some joy to your day and some peace to your heart. And so until me and Nancy see you next time, we want to thank the Lord for these beautiful bok choys. By his hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day.